A new vision has come forward for a revitalized Osborne Village, and one part of that plan could give pedestrians the green light in all directions at River and Osborne. The plan imagines a pedestrian scramble there. Lindsay Somers is Executive Director at the Osborne Village BIZ and with us live this morning. Hi there.
Good morning, Marcy.
So I know that Heather described in the news how this would work, but can you walk us through it? Does it work like a four-way stop? We haven't had a scramble here before.
Yeah, so basically, it's the lights would, all traffic would stop in all directions, and then pedestrians could scramble in any direction to cross the street that they wish. So often, if you got to cross the street in one direction, and you got to wait for a whole set of lights to change again to go again to the other side of the street. And so this would just provide an opportunity for people to move more efficiently if there are pedestrians in the city at River and Osborne.
And what are vehicles going to notice if this goes through?
Vehicles would notice a lot of people crossing the street faster, and then when they have the green light to go, then they can go in all directions. It's just a more efficient way to move people through a city, and it's time that Winnipeg advanced mobility for concerns of all people that need to move.
So that means in the cars, it would be 4 red lights, I guess, because everything has to pause while everybody crosses all which ways.
Yeah, I actually can't speak to the details. I'm not a traffic engineer, but basically, yes, all cars would stop in all directions and allow everyone to move.
There's a map in your plan. It also involves, just so people can know, that you wouldn't be able to turn west onto River from Osborne. So by the liquor store and Safeway, that yield that's used if you come over the bridge or the northwest corner yield, that yield would close.
Yes, that's right, too. That would just allow more space for people in the public realm. And slip lanes are traditionally very dangerous for pedestrians in the neighborhood. So,
why do you think this is right for Osborne Village, Lindsay?
Well, Osborne Village is it's a high street. We have 11,000 people that live there. It's a high volume of people that walk and bike, and our civic design really is quite hostile toward people. So it's time that we really reimagine what that neighborhood, what that built environment can look like to better support people.
What is the foot traffic like in Osborne Village, and why that intersection specifically? Can you tell us a bit about it for people that might not have been in the village in a while and might not know what is around that area?
Yeah, I don't have exact numbers for you, unfortunately, right now. But what we can share is we know that because of the density of Osborne Village and the traffic stops, we know that a lot of people do choose to walk and bike to downtown or wherever they need to go. And so we do have a higher pedestrian traffic in the neighborhood. And so this just responds to the actual needs of the people that live and work there.
How did the idea come up? Has it been something that's been discussed, at your level with the BIZ for quite some time, or was it something that came up just in this plan here?
Well, we didn't have a long-term vision for Osborne Village. So, the Osborne Village BIZ board, we worked to create this blueprint and vision document, getting information from residents, businesses, and other stakeholders to understand what the future of the neighborhood needs to grow socially, economically, and develop environmentally sustainable plans for the future. And so this was just part of the large vision that we have for the neighborhood. It's 2023. We haven't even had a secondary plan since 2006. And so we know that people live and work very differently in 2023, and we need to build a neighborhood to support people. And this is just a big, juicy plan to get things done and work together with the city to improve it.
How will it benefit pedestrians? You talked about increased mobility and such. What is the benefit directly to somebody who's on the sidewalk?
Yeah, so part of this plan includes widening sidewalks. So first of all, pedestrians would have more room to move on Osborne Street, which is quite a narrow sidewalk right now. Also with this plan, we have the proposal to have on-street parking on Osborne. And so we know that when we have on-street parking on Osborne Street, that does a few things to enhance the pedestrian experience. It will slow down existing traffic. Right now, cars are moving quite fast through Osborne, and it's quite unpleasant to be walking down the street. It's quite loud, and they're quite fast. So as soon as we have parked cars there, it will change the noise level, and then 2, cars will drive slower through the neighborhood. So then people will have a more positive experience, and that drives social relationships to have, patios on the front street. It will also drive economics. So we know that more pedestrian and bike traffic supports local businesses. And it just also increases safety for pedestrians. We've had a ridiculously high number of pedestrian accidents in Winnipeg. And I believe that's really comes from our policies that, prioritize cars and movement over people. And so this really puts the paradigm people at the top. And it's time that Osborne Village really led with a vision for that.
And just last, what have you heard from merchants so far?
Merchants are supportive of anything that will get people shopping in their shops. So, we're really, we want to all work together to create a more vibrant environment for Osborne Village.
Thank you very much for being with us this morning. We really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Marcy.
That's Lindsay Somers. She's the Executive Director at Osborne Village BIZ. Now, any changes would need approval of City Council. As you've been hearing on the news, Sherry Rollins, who chairs the Property Committee, plans to put the report on the agenda for councillors to consider. And, of course, it is a big intersection, River and Osborne. Also, if you're coming from those heavily populated south areas of Winnipeg, you're coming over those bridges. A lot of people use Osborne to get into the downtown. It's somewhat of a thoroughfare. So that's if you're going north. If you're going south, same thing, over the bridge through River and Osborne. Would you welcome this? What are you thinking of this? Whether you live in the area or you just know the intersection? Love to hear from you, 788-3205.